Okay, continuing on in this lesson, we're going to go over some careful considerations that you should consider while implementing your programs. I'll go ahead and acknowledge right now that a lot of the content of this sequence of slides came from Bjarne Stroustrup's Principles of Programming and Practice slides that go with that textbook. So some of that's taken from there. So careful considerations. Pay attention to the special end cases, the beginning and the ends. Did you initialize every variable? And was the value that you initialized that variable to reasonable and sensible? This will have key kind of implications from the point of declaration and forward. So we want to make sure that all of our initializations in our program are both reasonable and sensible, depending on the context in which they present. The next one is going to be, did the functions get the right arguments and did the functions return the right value? So we looked briefly into the last lesson into the concept of preconditions and postconditions. We discussed how exceptions could be used to help catch runtime errors where incorrect arguments are being passed into our functions. We acknowledge that the postconditions are also frequently necessary to check as well. And today we'll come up with a less invasive way of checking those moving forward. Exceptions can always be employed as well, dependent on whether or not it's a sensible thing to do at that point in the code. When we start dealing with collections of things, sequences of elements, one question is, did you handle the first element correctly? And then also, did you consider the last element? As we begin writing some of our algorithms that traverse different containers, as well as when we actually go about implementing our own list and pseudo implementations of vectors, it's always important to make sure that we're considering both the first element and any sort of operations that we're defining, and also making sure that we're also acknowledging the existence of the last element too. Off by one errors can frequently lead to us neglecting these sorts of elements. And then finally, did you handle the empty case correctly? This one, frequently comes up. If you think back to our lesson where we had the vector where we were simply iterating over it to find either the minimum or maximum value, and in addition to that, also calculating an average. We alluded to, because we hadn't talked about exceptions yet, that you feel free to disregard the case that your functions would be passed an empty vector. In practice, we're not going to just assume that because we said something, we're not going to get it. So we'll come up with, it's always important to address these sorts of fringe cases. A couple more careful consideration is to continue paying attention to different sorts of end cases. When interacting with files, it's always important to ensure that the file opens successfully. And this can be done with the is_open behavior that can be invoked on an input or output file stream. This will return a Boolean result value telling us whether or not we successfully opened the file. It's important to check for this because from that point forward, if we're looking to expect to interact with a file, our expectation would be that it is indeed open. So it's very important to go ahead and ensure that that is indeed the case. Furthermore, it's always important to verify that we're actually reading the input from those files. So frequently, if I'm dealing with that, I might print out some debugging statements just to confirm that I'm either parsing the contents correctly or that things are getting where they should. In addition to that, if we're looking to output stuff, it's very important to ensure that things are being output correctly in the right format and that the data is actually getting where we expected. The end case, the beginning and end cases are extremely important here as well. For instance, did we write everything that we were expecting to the file in its entirety? Did we miss any cases at either end? So these are just some careful considerations as you're moving through the implementation of your programs to be thoughtful of.